Hello everyone, this video is for requirements for new banking license. 1. Preliminary requirements for grant of approval in principle AIP. You need to make a formal application for the grant of a license to carry the business of banking in Nigeria. Application should be addressed to the Director of Banking Supervision Department, Central Bank of Nigeria, p.m.b 0187 Garki Abuja, and submitted with the following documents: non-refundable application fee of 500,000 naira, deposit of minimum capital of 25 billion naira with Central Bank of Nigeria on application with evidence of deposit by each shareholder. The source of capital contribution by each shareholder or subscriber would subsequently be verified by bank examiners. Feasibility report or business plan. The report should contain information on the following: A. Minimum paid-up capital requirement of 25 billion naira for new banking license. B. Ownership structure in columnar format showing name of proposed investors, profession of business, and percentage shareholding. Detailed biodata resume of shareholders should be attached. Fitness and properness of the promoters would be ascertained through security screening and status inquiry from SEC, NDIC, NICOM, Credit Bureau, CRMS, and reference to central banks to CBN's Black Book maintained by the Bankers Committee. Explanation of the source of capital contribution by each investor. Where equity is financed by loan, such loan must be long-term, at least of 5 years tenure, and must not be taken from the banking system. Undertaken by promoters that the bank will be adequately capitalized for the volume and character of its business at all times. Foreign investors should not be companies incorporated in offshore centers or tax havens such as Gibraltar, the Cayman Islands, etc. For corporate investors, promoters should forward certificate of incorporation, board resolution supporting companies' decision to invest in the equity shares of the proposed bank, name and addresses, business and residence of owners, directors, and their related companies, if any, latest 3 years audited accounts and reports of the company and tax clearance certificate, certified true copy of memorandum and articles of association, certified true copies of the company's forms CO2 and CO7, objectives of the bank, services to be rendered, branch expansion program, organizational structure showing functional units, reporting relationships and grade status of heads of departments and units, staff training program, IT program requirements, facilities, 5-year financial projection. The assumptions underlying the projections must be stated. Board and management. A. Board. Board composition should not be unwidely 10 to 20 directors. Roles and responsibilities of the board and its subcommittees must be spelled out in the business plan. Criteria for selecting board members should be stated in business plan. This must be proportional to shareholding. List of proposed directors and their detailed resume should be submitted. B. Management team. List of identified top or senior management staff, AGM and above, and detailed curriculum vitae stating their qualification and experience, track records, etc. should be submitted. See Circular Rev BSD DO CRIR VOL I 01/2001 dated January 4, 2001, and the prequalification for appointments into the board and top management position in Nigerian banks. C. Organizational structure showing functional units, responsibilities, reporting relationships, and grade status of heads of departments and units. D. Internal controls, delegation of functions, need for involvement of 4 eyes, at least 2 officers to be involved in all major decisions in running the bank. Dual control, no sole signatory powers. Succession plan for key officers, corporate planning. Memorandum and Articles of Association (MEMART). Relevant issues to be addressed in the draft MEMART include but not limited to: A. Name of proposed bank. B. Object clauses. C. Subscribers to the MEMART. D. Procedure for amendment. E. Procedure for share, transfer, and disposal. F. Appointment of directors. Other documents: A. Shareholders' agreement providing for disposal, transfer of shares, as well as authorization, amendments, waivers, reimbursement of expenses, etc. B. Statement of intent to invest in the bank. C. Technical services agreement where applicable. And D. Any other documents or information that may be demanded from time to time. Requirements for grant of final license. Not later than 6 months after the grant of AIP, the promoters of a proposed bank must submit application for the grant of a final banking license to the DBS with following documents: non-refundable licensing fee of 5 million naira in bank draft payable to CBN, 3 copies each of certified true copies, CTC of certificate of incorporation of the bank, CTC of MEMART, CTC of Form CO2, allotment of shares, and CO7, particulars of directors, evidence of location of head offices and branch buildings rented or owned for the takeoff of banking business. Change, if any, in the board, management, and shareholding should be clearly stated for necessary appraisal. Evidence of strong room, loading bay, and banking hall facilities, billion lorries with necessary security gadgets, evidence of installation, IT facilities, computerization, copies of letters of offer and acceptance of employment in respect of the management team. 3. Pre-commencement of operation requirements. Letter informing CBN of its readiness to commence operation with the following: evidence of admission into the clearinghouse, copy of shareholders register, copy of share certificate issued to each investor, draft copy of opening statement of affairs signed by directors and auditors, evidence of insurance coverage for cash, such as cash in transit, CIT, cash on counter, strong room and vault, etc., insurance policies. Manual of operation, evidence of readiness of checks and other security documents, minutes of pre-commencement board meeting, evidence of adequate security arrangements, physical and logical, such as: A. Uniformed and or plainclothes policemen, uniformed security guards, CCTV, especially in the banking hall, strong room, and loading bay areas. D. Raid alarm, especially foot-operated type, inside the teller cubicles, and fire alarms at strategic points within the premises. E. Regiscope camera. F. Cash movement and escort vans fitted with communication equipment. So this video has just concluded. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more PDFs like this, like a brief podcast. This video was requirements for new banking license. If you want to open a bank, a commercial bank in Nigeria, you should follow these requirements for new banking license so you can begin your operations and for grant of approval in principle. Thank you for watching.